When the curtains come all the time, well, we both go home alive. It wasn't hard to realize love's the death of peace of mind. I miss the way you saw my rain, the way you bend, the way you break. Your makeup running down your face, the way you fuck, the way you taste.
It's that time of the week again, because it is 9 p.m. and my husband is playing Diablo 4 with his friends. And even though I like that game too, and I play it also, he needs some time with his best friend and their whole like gaming thing. So I thought I'd take that time and we're going to film a bit, and I thought today of doing a very casual, like, get ready with me. I talk a little bit, and what the fuck? I do have a dry patch of skin right here and it drives me nuts. We talk a bit. I posted a Q&A sticker actually on Instagram. Were not a lot of questions, but a couple came in, so I thought I might answer them and just talk a little bit of things. And I wanted to focus on makeup that I haven't used in a while. So things that I, for one reason or another, did not touch for longer than like 2 weeks, let's say, or a month. Besides eyeshadow, because I want to take that opportunity of having some extra time to film and film 2 additional looks with the Natasha Denona Jakob palette. So we will like cut the video a bit and then I will come back with eye looks, and then I will cut again and do the rest of the eye look, because I want to do them as like shorts, reels, or whatever, TikToks. So I do start with eye primer, and actually the eye primer that I haven't touched in quite a while is the Rare Beauty one, because, very simple reason, I don't like it as much. To be honest, I think the Rare Beauty eye primer is worse than mediocre. I don't know, it's one of the few items from Rare Beauty that I actually do not enjoy. But the thing is, take that with a grain of salt, because I do have a specific love with eye primers, and the best one, and there is not a single eye primer out in this world that is able to beat that, is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I do have backups in my backup drawer, but I wanted to use up things that I've already opened. So yeah, it's a bit unfair, because I think in terms of like really making eyeshadow not crease, making them more long wearing, nothing can beat Urban Decay. Don't expect anything for eyebrows, because I don't have anything for eyebrows that I haven't touched in a while, because my eyebrow routine is very, very boring, or I basically have the same eyebrow routine now for at least 1.5 years. Maybe even 2 years, but I added, when this came out, the Anastasia Brow Freeze, I added that one too. But in general, nothing has really changed. And because I found something that does work so good for me, I am not willing to change that. Even with my brow gels, I have currently 4 different ones open, because they all have like different textures. 2 of them have color, 2 of them are clear. And depending on the look that I go for on that day, I just need a different brow gel. So even those are basically rotating on a daily basis. But I do have also a face primer that I haven't touched in, I think, at least 2 or 3 months, and it's the Milk Pore Eclipse. The Milk Hydro Grip that everybody and their mama loves is basically the worst primer I have ever used in my entire lifetime. So the Pore Eclipse, basically, I had no high expectations on, but I bought this because I saw the reviews from Tanya B. Wells. If you don't know her, I absolutely adore her content. Even though we have very, 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 very different styles of makeup. She's also more in the luxury vibe, and I really, really value her opinion on things, because when she loves something, for example for base products, 9.5 out of 10 times, I love that too. And the Milk Pro Eclipse is actually one of those. This is such an awesome primer. It reminds me a lot of my favorite, because the favorite primer in my collection is the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte. This one is very similar. It's still not the same, but it comes very close. And I just realized it smells super fruity. Oh, this is disgusting. I always use a tiny bit of Dr. Jar Cigar Repair on those areas that are really, really bad. And I have a theory what's going on with my skin. Recently, I cut out a lot of, not a lot of, but I cut out 2 Glow Recipe products. Glow Recipe is probably my favorite skincare brand. Like 95% of the stuff that I use on makeup days is Glow Recipe because they just work together. And I've had a few of their items incorporated in my nighttime routine, like for example the strawberry salicylic acid serum, like not the blur drops. These are in my morning routine actually, but the like rounded bottle, the serum. That one is empty. I haven't repurchased it yet. And my skin started to have bumps. And I was 100% sure that this was because of the Tatcha primers. I mean, they probably had their like, they had something in there to do with that, because I just cannot stand the formula of the Tatcha. But leaving out the salicylic acid or the smoothing serum from Glow Recipe is probably a reason too. And I stopped using the night mask, the Watermelon Glow PHA or BHA, whatever the one, they have only one night mask. And my skin started to act up like a bitch. So, pretty sure it's that. A spot concealer I haven't touched in a long time is this guy. This is the REM concealer. Wow. I thought it had a fancy name. Apparently it doesn't. I don't know. Ooh, fuck. I don't know when I will upload this video, but I probably already did upload my makeup surprise video. Oh fuck. Was this always so light? Okay. Because I just recently filmed a video on makeup items that I bought with the intention to hate, but then I ended up loving it. And this concealer is one of those, because this is a perfect dupe, maybe even a bit better dupe of the NARS Pot Concealer. And I'm currently questioning my choices, like, have I always been wearing this type of concealer? I mean, it's concealer, it will like blend into the foundation, so no problem, but it seems to be a bit light. So I will now do both upper eyelid looks, and then I will come back and we will start with the questions. I don't know what it is about 2 different eye looks, but I kind of like it. So I just applied some glowing, like underglow primer things, but I don't have anything that I don't grab a lot, so I rotate through them too. Let's head into foundation. I have to admit that the foundation that I'm using today, I only use once. Shame on me. The Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation, which is raved all around the internet. People love it because it is a good foundation. I have, when I used it that one time, I really enjoyed it. The problem with Hourglass foundations is this. This is the shade 1. It looks like white paint for the wall, but we can make it work. You know, bronzer, contour thing, can make it work. I'd rather have a foundation that is too light than a foundation that is too dark. So one of the questions that I got was, what the fuck do you do for a living? And I actually don't know if I answered that already or if I did answer it in the video but then deleted it because I basically said bullshit. I don't know. Okay, but I work full-time. So full-time in Germany means 40 hours a week. And I work in a contact center. I think a couple of years ago people said call center, but nowadays it's a contact center, but let's be real, it's a call center. And I started as a service agent myself there, but I'm not an agent anymore. I just saw myself in the camera. Holy fuck. I look like Casper the freaking ghost. Can you please ignore that? I mean, I promise you, we fix that. We fix that. It's probably also the lighting. Is it the lighting? I don't know. Oh, fuck, it looks really bad. If I take it down the neck a bit, could that help? Maybe? I cannot lie, but I do feel like the maximum uncomfortable now. But you know what? Let's take this as a chance to learn and how to make a foundation that makes you look like a fucking ghost. How to make it work on your skin tone. So we take that as a lesson. Okay, but I work at the service center. And what a coincidence that the concealer that I want to use is white too. The Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer. I have two shades of this actually. I have one, which is this one, and 2.5, and I can wear both, like depending actually on the foundation and on my mood, because sometimes I want to have a brighter under eye, then I use one, and the 2.5 is much more my color story or my shade, but it would look ridiculous now, so we are going with is there even a difference? Like, not much, ain't it? Okay, but I work in a contact center and I started as a service agent too. I worked in a like sales project. After that I worked in a project with technology, like you know, internet at home stuff. And I basically now am, I don't know how to describe what I am. I do trainings. I do onboarding trainings. I do like when there's something new, I train the agents. I actually am responsible for, I don't know, 4 or 5 different projects, and all of them are in the like mobile like region. And I feel like sometimes when I sit in front of the camera and I have to talk and I have to think of words that usually I know, everything is gone. So if you have any constructive tips, let me know. But I work for a mobile company, mobile provider in that contact center, and I'm responsible, as I said, like for training and onboarding and stuff, but I also do like KPIs, I do data analysis. I have been in that company for over 6 years now, but I originally am from like a gastronomic background, so I'm not a cook or a chef is the correct English word, but I'm a specialist for, I think, systematic gastronomics, or like for franchise gastronomics. That's what I originally learned. So I just had to pause and completely forgot where I was. But I think we talked about work at last, and I just went to the bathroom and looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, girl, you do not look good in this makeup. So that makes me actually question if the Hourglass foundation is really a thing for me, because it's like really unpleasant at this point. But now we try to make it better a bit with bronzer, and a bronzer that I haven't used in such a long time is the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer line. I love this stuff, and even though it looks like I haven't used a lot of it, I actually have used a ton and I love it. And I have no idea what the fuck is going on today, but I have to sneeze and every 5 minutes. It's so annoying. Okay, as I said, I do work full-time, but there is something else that I do, and that is probably more surprising for a lot of people, because I do study. I'm a student, actually. So 2 years ago, when I was 30, I started a bachelor's degree studies and I do study communication psychology, which sounds much more fancy than it actually is. Well, it is fancy. I mean, come on. I have dreamed of studying forever. I wanted to study when I was 18, but at that time I was, to be honest, I was too young and too dumb. Like, I would have failed university at that point, so I just had to work, gain some experience, and now I'm very happy with what I'm doing. Ain't that funny how a bit of bronzer is changing everything? We can still make it work. So the blush, I had to choose. Now it was either this one. This is the MAC Glow Play and Rosie Does It. By the way, let me just show you. It's a beautiful color. But I have the feeling that if I put this now on my face, that will make everything worse. So I take another one, which I haven't used in a really long time. At this point, I think I haven't reached for this like over 6 months. But it's the NARS Liquid Blush and Orgasm. And I know they have new liquid blushes, and I was really drawn to them. Like, I really thought about, oh, I have to get like 2 or 3 shades. And then I saw reviews and I was like, no, they actually do not interest me. I forgot how pigmented that is. It's just not my day. A highlighter I haven't used in a while is from Tom Ford. This is from the Shaded Illuminate Duo. I am 0.5 intensity. And this is basically a balm, but I always like swirl my finger in it and then I tap it on the face and that's it. But in general, I don't have a big reason to quit my job because I love what I do. I love the people I work with, I love the things that I do, so I don't have a reason to go. But of course, let's be honest, it's all about money these days. And if there is a company who says, oh, we are going to pay you 15,000 euro more per year, why not? But you know, that is so far in the future. I don't know I have no idea what will happen. Time to set the under eyes, and for that I'm going into the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. Do you remember that? That was so popular years ago. I think people still love that, but it's not as much talked about as days back, like in the beauty YouTube peak area. To be honest, I don't think that this powder is worth the hype. Just 100% honesty here. I like it, yes, but I also think that it can look really, really dry. What I actually never tried is applying it with a powder puff because I don't have one. But I want to order like a triangular powder puff. If you know a good one, let me know. I promise you it's a coincidence, but a face powder I haven't dipped in for a long, long time is the Laura Mercier Tone Up Powder. This has a slight rosy tint that will make your face glow, which is probably not a good idea when you look like a ghost. But I'm doing it anyways. Besides, like, what can I do with a bachelor's degree after work? I'm actually, like, I wish, or in my head, I want to keep on studying because I actually want to aim for the master's degree. I already found a profession, or like a direction of a master's degree that I want to aim for. And I don't know how familiar you are with the academic way in Germany. Probably not if you're not from Germany, but you can basically do a bachelor's degree, you can do a master's degree, and after that master's degree, if you reach a certain amount of points, it's the ECTS, it's like points you collect, but not payback points or whatever points for like prizes, but like educational points that you have to collect, and when you reach a certain number, you're qualified for a doctor's degree. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm 32. I have so much time still, which is just, it's awesome these days. Like, what people still can do in their mid-30s is just so awesome, because life is not done yet, and I'm not done yet with educating myself. So, we will see how that goes. I'm still a bit too light, I'm honest. But I like it much more now, and we're not done yet, so we will see how that goes. Oh, and I just wanted to show you, like, can you see this up on my brows? This is one of the big things that just I hate at the Anastasia Brow Freeze. Because if you apply the wax and then you powder on top or you apply foundation on top, it looks like that. Awful. Since I don't have anything white for the brows, I just do a very quick brow today with the Brow Wiz and some brow gel, so nothing spectacular. Okay, so at this point I'm sure that the Hourglass foundation does not work with the Milk Pore Eclipse Primer, because even after setting, I just touched my brows with a spoolie underneath and on top and at the side, and the foundation comes off completely. That's really frustrating. A rare moment in history, because I'm using a drugstore product. I'm using the NYX Thick It Stick It Brow Gel, which is actually one of the best brow gels I've ever come across. I cannot put in words how unsatisfied I am with this, but you know, there are days like this and that's completely fine, so we are just going through it. I actually don't have a powder bronzer that I haven't touched in a while because I do rotate through. I don't have a lot of them, so I use every day another one, but I have one that I haven't used yet. The new NARS Laguna line. They finally brought out new bronzers and they brought their Laguna shade in different depth, and I ordered Laguna 00, so the lightest one, because the original Laguna looks like somebody shat on my face. Is that even the correct term? I think it is. So let's test out Laguna 00 and... ooh. Yes, 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 yes. That is definitely the correct shade for me. Ooh. And yes, this is a NARS eyelash brush. Do you remember these from the beauty YouTube in 2016, 15? Everybody wanted to have a NARS eyelash brush. I bought one that time, but I decluttered it. I'm such a dumb fuck. And like last year, I actually bought it again because I was craving this particular brush. So I'm doing something that I never do. I apply bronzer also on my jawline because of this Casper foundation tone. If you always had troubles with the original Laguna shade, take a look at the new Lagunas. I think they go from 00 to 8 even, like they're going really deep. Love that. So I don't have a single blush that I haven't used in a while, but I do have one in a palette, and that is a Lethal Cosmetics palette that I did myself. But all of these powders in here are from the latest, or from the last Teresa Is That collab, and maybe you can see it, but usually I use this one. Please don't ask me for the names, but for today's video I'm using the peach one, which is not as peach as it looks like. But it's really, really glowy. Love that. They look so, so good. If you have never tried anything from Lethal Cosmetics, you are definitely missing out. I'm not too sure, but I think at this point I have 48, 58, something like that, eyeshadows from Lethal Cosmetics, and they are all fucking bomb. And their face powders, they're just delicious. For the highlighter that I haven't used in a while, I could have gone with a Lethal one too, but I wanted to have something more punchy today, so I'm going into the Odin's Eye Alba 2 highlighter palette, and I hope the camera is able to capture this. Oh, I love it. They are so awesome. My favorite is actually Salamander because it has like multi-chrome bluish undertones to it, but it does not match today's vibe, so I'm going in with Grwm. Grwm has more of a golden undertone, which matches the eye look better. And I don't know, it does not work very well with a blush, but when you blend it good together, it can. I actually don't have a setting spray that fits the vibe of the video because I usually have opened only one setting spray, and that is Still the Milk Makeup one, which I want to just use it up. You know, it's like that. Setting spray is quite easy to use up because I use them every day and I use like 800 times. Same for mascara. I do have 4 open right now, but I do most of the time slap on all 4 of them, and because it's so late and I'm gonna wash it off like in an hour or so, I'm not doing a lash primer, which I usually do, and I cannot live my life without a lash primer at this point. Somebody on one of those Q&A stickers asked me like, do you have kids? No, I don't. I think I've tackled this in my the other video that I filmed, like where I put the most expensive stuff on my face. I don't have kids, I don't want kids, kids are not part of my life plan. Fully aware of the fact that I will now probably shock people who watch me. I think personal, always remember, this is my personal point of view. If kids are something that makes you happy, I'm happy for you, because all I want is that you are happy. You don't have to live my life and I don't have to live yours. But to me, a kid is a burden. I am way too focused on myself to like incorporate a kid. And that is just ignoring all the weird things, like you are pressing basically a soccer ball out of your vagina, and that disgusts me. That is just, oh no, thank you. And the costs, like, let's be honest, kids are so expensive. You cannot compare this to when my parents had me 30 years ago. That's just not the same anymore. I can barely look for myself some days, so I don't want to be responsible for another person. My dream constellation in this house is me, my husband, and a bunch of animals. Dogs, we have 3 cats, maybe some chickens, horses. I want to have a raccoon, and it's allowed in Germany to have raccoons, but you have to fit like specific standards to have raccoons in private, but you could have, and that is a big dream. So for lips, I also don't have anything that I haven't touched yet, because I do rotate through my lip liners quite often. So I'm using Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. I always fill in the lips and pat and blur them a bit. And I'm trying to achieve the like hidden Cupid's bow look. I'm sorry if I always look like in that direction, because I try to see myself, even though I literally can't because I don't wear glasses, but I see like the colors a bit. On my lips itself, I have again nothing that I haven't used in a while, but I have a new one. This is the Pat McGrath Secret Lover gloss that was a gift with purchase when I ordered on the website. So I just want to try that out because I love her glosses. I do have 2 glitter ones, and this one is basically the Pillow Talk shade but with golden glitter in it, which sounds amazing. Oh, that's definitely my color. That lip gloss shade is a better Pillow Talk than Pillow Talk. Please ignore the hair. It's a mess, but that's fine. I have one question left, and that is not a particular question that people ask me. It's a question that I ask myself all the time. Why am I doing this? Makeup has been a really big passion for me for years. In my last like very luxury video, I talked about how I did like the kajal thing all around the eye, and I stopped wearing makeup for a long time when I had a really rough time in my life, and now makeup is the happy place. It's an escape moment for me. And in my personal life, I don't have people to talk about makeup, and my lip gloss is just super sticky. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So I started talking on the internet about makeup to strangers, and I recently just had the confidence to show my face, and then I bought it with a camera, and now I'm sitting here and I'm doing YouTube videos, and I'm like, if this whole thing works out and I am actually able to make a passion, a hobby, a part-time job maybe, that would be fucking awesome. I'm honest. The goal is not to give up working and be full-time content creator. I think that would stress me out like shit. But part-time, 100%. I did that already. I mean, I had a mildly successful food blog, but I stopped because it was stressing me out a lot. But makeup is different because I do every day another look, and it's just so, it's my happy place. I'm sorry if that video was a bit all over the place, but there are days that are good and days that are not so good. And this day was just not so good, but putting on makeup and 2 different eye looks made me quite happy. And can we please just talk about how the foundation kind of developed? Bronzer, contour, highlighter, blush, everything just pulls in together, and all of a sudden Casper the Friendly Ghost is matching my skin tone. That is so freaking awesome. But I'm not very happy with the outcome. Like, this is a whole disaster. It looks horrible on some points. But I think the reason is the primer. Not every foundation works with every primer, and that is completely fine. But I do have an Excel spreadsheet where I keep track of like what primer works with what foundation, and that is not approved. These work not together. Thank you if you have been here to the end of this wild ride, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.